All right, we'll get right back into it. So remember when I was talking about the tidal wave? This is not about nature cataclysms on Earth that are going to create another reset. That is not what I see. That is not what has been foreseen. That is not what this means. What it stands for, the tidal wave, is the solar flash. And when I'm speaking about the solar flash, and when I'm saying what is happening there, that's the climax. That's the greatest fractal. So in smaller fractals, all these waves are already coming in. These are the birthing waves. When these CMEs hit, we can see it in the Schumann resonance. There's a whiteout. And white is the color that entails all colors, where all colors come out of. The white light frequency is of the 12th dimension, the highest frequency form-giving dimension of our universe, the dimension of full Christ avatar consciousness embodiment. And it's also the 0 point, it's the neutral. It's that portal into the quantum field where there is no color, respectively, there is all color. And this brings us also to the Great White Brotherhood, which is why they have this name white. It doesn't have anything to do with skin color, and it is the name for the ascended masters. And the ascended beings are the ones that have overcome death by embodying their soul and thereby taking their bodies with them when they inhabit higher frequency, going through the octave into the next higher frequency of existence. So they've already done what we are about to do collectively. And there have been many white animals being born across Earth, and this is also part of the apocalypse, part of the prophecies that of these white animals being born. These ascended masters, they have gone through initiation, and that's what the initiation mystery schools, the Egyptian mystery schools, are about, is to bring the initiate through a process so that they are able to ascend their bodies, take them into the higher frequencies, into the next higher octave, so that the body doesn't die then they would be part of the reincarnation cycle, and they'd have to do it all over again. So this is about stepping out of the karmic wheel also, or not being caught in the karmic wheel. Part of the initiation is to wake up in the dream and become the lucid dreamer, and thereby lose all fear of the death of the body. And this is something that is deeply ingrained into the physical body. It's not the fight or flight, which is the natural instinct of the body to keep itself alive. That doesn't have to do with fear. This is about the psychological fear that keeps us also at a lower frequency and limits us in our creational powers. We have established that this is Archangel Michael is not standing here and fighting Archangel Lucifer, Morning Star, but according to Apollomy, Dark Draco King Lucifer, or according to Ishmael Perez, Samana Lucifer. This is my conclusion. They are probably the same being, because Samana Lucifer, he was hijacked and overtaken by the first AI in the 11th universe of technology, and he became the leader of all the fallen beings, the fallen reptilian forces, especially draconian races in our local universe, and the figure that all Cabal families have been answering to, the head of the Medusa being cut off, that Greek mythology. Perseus, who cut off the head of Medusa, remember, is in the family of constellations together with Cetus, the big fish or whale. It's a water horse. They're in the same family. He cuts off Medusa's head. She has, her head is full of serpents. She's a monster in that sense also, that she is a parasitical organism. She's a dark being. See here that Perseus has this eagle wing helmet and wing shoes just like Hermes. And this stands for that the bird brain has been activated, like in the eye of Horus, when the third eye is also on, seeing clearly. It means that the bird brain is now fed by the snake brain. And that means that the serpent energy that rises from the first chakra, Kundalini energy, has reached the third eye. Medusa also stands for the Kali Yuga, just like the Hydra stands for the so-called deep state. Simply stands for overall a parasitical system. That's what this is symbolizing, and this is what is coming into the field through the code. The other thing that came exactly at the time, got this and put this into the code, was Lisa Renee's latest newsletter, and all of the contents of her newsletters that usually come out every 3 months were always smack on exactly the same topic that I was working on in the code at the time. This is what just recently happened: the removal of archontic jellyfish overlays, which are AI parasite devices in the air and water elementals positioned in the in-between spaces of interdimensional pockets. They have been used in the atmosphere to enforce the mass mind control and conscious sweeps for data collection through installation of these jellyfish implants and nanobiosensors. These are called the medusa. And also in our subtle bodies and sometimes also physical bodies, we have these implants. Their effects will phase out in the next few years. The implants that we have, they play on our shadows. When we become aware of our unconscious pain body, where we were through trauma or fear/stress-based conditioning, diverged from our alignment, resonance with our soul, true self, and thereby also from source and unconditional love, which creates a distortion in our perception. These pockets of low frequency unconsciousness are where implants, mind control, and entity attachments can take hold and manipulate. They enhance and feed off of our low frequency emissions of us not feeling good. What we call our shadow, because it's running in the inverted. It's in adversity to our alignment with source. We come to the end of the Kali Yuga. Bloodthirsty Kali, it's the shortest yuga. It's the densest yuga. The 666 stands for this densest frequency and the deepest sleep of the I am consciousness. And we are here now, end of the Kali Yuga. Kali with the vampire teeth, and she's standing on sleeping Shiva, a beautiful, what I call documentary that children can watch, that is full of disclosure, is the Dark Crystal series. Also the movie, but the series there's way more in it. The mother spirit, like the spirit of earth, fell asleep to its creation. She was off dreaming, and that's why she could catch parasites, because she was not conscious to her physical body. And that's always when there is sleep of conscious awareness that is embodied, that is when now there's an opportunity for the parasites to come in. And as I was doing this part in the code, Rainbow Snake, whole code 14, that's how it started, with the whale dreamers and the snake charmers. This is the true age of enlightenment and the return of the mother. Laura Eisenhower said Ophiuchus was grandmother energy. So the return of the sacred feminine. Kali is the fallen, the inverted, the evil symbology of the feminine principle, that bloodthirsty, vampiristic system. And now as we are coming back into alignment, the sacred feminine is coming back to King Arthur. Pendragon, serpent bloodlines, dragon bloodlines. The serpent can stand for the parasiticals. Ishmael Perez says that the serpent brotherhood or the serpent lineage stands for parasitical controllers, Dark Draco, and the dragon bloodline, however, is where, because originally the serpent energy in its neutral state stands for wisdom, this Kundalini rising is actually like a natural flow. It is just that with the fall into this greatest density where we were caught in physicality and caught in the wheel of reincarnation for thousands of years, the snake is stuck in survival mode in that first chakra. The dragon, however, the dragon image is the wise snake. When it comes into the heart, it grows wings. When it comes into the mind, it grows wings. That's the helmet with the wings. That's the heart with the wings. Compassion. That's the Holy Grail. That is the knowing of self. It brings us to the Magi, Grail, Christed bloodlines. They have, for example, the lion symbol that brings us to Lionheart. King Arthur was also known as Lionheart. Brings us to Irie, Lyra, Sekhmet, central initiation temple of the Sphinx. The cradle of Lyra is where humanity was created. Brings us to the Essenes, the Cathars, the Templars, the Initiates, and the Egyptian mystery schools. King Uther Pendragon was the father of King Arthur, and they were called Pendragon, and that means the greatest dragon. The dragon stands for the cosmic solar dragons, the Paleodorian rainbow dragons, the king and queen Magi lineages, the dragon kings. Magi means big eye, that big eye that sees all. And this again was inverted, which is also the eye of providence. Now it stands for the opposite, like I am watching you, you know, like Big Brother, deep state is watching you. The I see all is the one I love. Irie, it's the I Ra, it's the iris, and the Ra, the sun, is also like light coming out of an iris. That's how I always saw the sun. When I looked into the sun, for me it was an iris where the light was coming out. It was like an eye. The Ra stands for the I am consciousness in all beings. It's that quantum. It's where we are all one. And it is the conscious awareness of I am one with all. Magi and the Christ means same as avatar, not in the sense of a vessel, but avatar in the sense of the 10, 11, 12 dimensional consciousness, specifically 12th dimension, because that's when it's full, is Christ consciousness or avatar consciousness. I got this from Lisa Renee. Here we have serpent energy, always the silver and the golden cord, the female and the male energy, the Ida and Pingala. Then the neutral white energy, the Shushumna, which is our column of light. The solar Rishi and Resha, masculine and feminine cosmic dragons from 15D, aspects of Godhead from creator realms in the cosmic fields, Hanova, what has been currently happening. These solar cosmic dragons, creator beings, are returning into our universal time matrix now, as the restoration of the matter realms is taking place in the ascension cycle. The ascension cycle is happening for our entire universe. The solar dragons are cosmic principles which emanate through celestial objects, planets, and so forth, and constellations, and their consciousness is an expression of a triple God and Goddess formation, Holy Trinity, which expresses as a part of the matter of the cosmic reality field, which is non-dimensionalized and at one with God's source, residing in and being created from the heavenly sons of the Creator's body, accessible through a zero-point convergence outside of time, Ra, and they can enter and exit time. They make up the structures, elements, and bodies of God. Within Earth, they have been disconnected and in various states of stasis during the dark eon of time we are emerging out from now. I just want to say something to this amazing, beautiful picture here on the right. This is from the artist Tuani. The way this came about, she had a son who was 3 years old, and he took her by the hand and said, let's go outside and take pictures. And they were playing with this, and she put water in silver foil, held it into the sun, and then they photographed it. Amazing extra dimensional beings. To me, this is a depiction of a solar cosmic dragon.